Welcome to Tech Teach.
The next topic that we will be looking at is the switching into a network. So if a network is there, we are having different devices connected. There are different devices connected with each other. In what manner it is connected, that will be depending on the type of topology it is utilizing. Whether it is mesh topology or bus topology or whatever topology it is using. So different devices are connected. So if it is mesh topology, each device will be having connection with each of the other devices into a network. But our main motive is to send the data. So we want to send the data from one device to another device. So for sending the data, there is a requirement of a link. So there is a link, but inside that also, if each of device is going to send, how it should be coordinated, or if the single link is there, so either it will be utilized by this device or which device. So how it should be identified. For that, there is a use of switching techniques. So we will deal with it one by one. For data communication, basically different connected devices are going to communicate with each other. For communication between each device, one to one or whatever the topology it is there. So for that, there is a certain techniques they will be using. So suppose we are having a mesh topology structure. So into this mesh, each device is having direct connection. Okay. Similarly, suppose we are having a star. So in a star, we are having a central device. To that, there are different devices connected. So this is basically the hub. So this is the mesh topology, and here it is the star topology. Similarly, there is a bus. So common cable will be there, and then different devices will be there. So this we have already seen. So, but only this is not sufficient to send the data from one device to another device. So if there are some limitation to each of networking topologies, here large number of wires are required. So large number of resources are required. Here also, like this hub is having a capacity, it cannot connect to large number of devices. So for larger network, this topologies or this will not be sufficient. So because of the cost, so it will be having higher cost. In this bus, with large number of devices we are connecting, so end one is going to have very, or once we are going to increase the number of devices, the speed will be going to reduce, or that because the bandwidth is going to reduce because the large number of devices are present. So that's why there should be a solution to these issues that are available for different topologies. So that solution will be the switching. So switching networks basically. So we will be having the switching networks. That switching networks will be supporting the switching property. In that, we will see like how this switching is basically done into a switching network and how particular data is going to send from the source to destination. So in this module or in this topic, we will be looking at that thing only. Okay. So here, going to look at like what is a switched network. So here, a switched network consists of a series of interlinked nodes called switches. So if a switched network is there, it will be using different switches. So different switches it will be using. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 switches are there. This one is the switch. So these switches that are going to have a different interlinked nodes. So these are like switches are connected with each other with different nodes. So these switches are devices capable of creating temporary connections between two or more devices linked to the switch. If this switch is there, switch 2 is connected with C, and then another is the device that is A, that is in the device, we can say like a computer or a printer is there. So it is connected to switch 1. So if A and C wants to connect, this switch 1 and switch 2 will be providing a connection, or they will be supporting connection between A and C via these switches. So these are the switches that basically supports temporary connection between A and C. If A and C wants to communicate, this switches 1 and 2 will be creating a temporary connection between these two. Temporary connection is in the sense there is already a link in that once A and C wants to connect, they will be providing a channel to connect A with C. So that connection, that channel will be temporary for A to B or A to C transmission or data transmission. So here in a switched network, some of these nodes are connected to the end systems. So end systems like A, B, C, D, E, F, these are the end systems, and these are the 5 nodes. These end systems can be a computer or a telephone, and others are used only for routing. So in between, suppose if node A is there, 2 is there, 3, 4, 5 is there, and only A and C are the end nodes, are the devices connected with switch 1 and 2. So in that case, other switches will be only used for routing purpose. So routing is providing a route from A to C. So this is the basic structure of a switched network. So there will be a switches. So these switches will be providing a temporary connection between source to destination. Next, we will see what different types of switched networks are there. There are basically 3 types of switched networks. So one is the circuit switched network, another one is packet switched network, and then message switched network. In the circuit switched network here, basically there is a direct path created between source and destination into the circuit switch. So that's why it will be creating a circuit, path in the sense circuit between source and destination. So that's why it is called like circuit switched network. Another one is packet switched network. So in packet switched networks, so basically that is divided into 2 different types. One is datagram network, another one is called virtual circuit network. So in datagram, so as it is packet switch, so basic difference between the circuit switch and packet switch is here the message, whatever the message that needs to send from the source and destination will be converted into different smaller packets. That packet transferred or from source to destination transmission is going to take place of that packet by using datagram network means these packets will be considered as a datagram. One packet will be like one datagram. So here the data will be sent in the form of packets and that packet will be equivalent to like a datagram. In virtual circuit, this is switched network that will be the combination of circuit switched network and the datagram network. It will be having the properties of these both type of networks basically. So this is about circuit switched and packet switched network. The message switch networks that are basically not used nowadays, the circuit switch and packet switched networks are basically used. Basically, we will be focusing on the circuit switched and the packet switched networks.